Hello everyone. Here we're back again for another video about the mass swing. So I received some message incoming from some guys following the video, asking me some question about the release, and it's actually the subject for today. So let's try to explain how your hands are supposed to just let the club pass through the impact area. It is certainly one of the points which is make the biggest difference between our method and the method classically used in the golf swing. So, talking about the impact motion or moment, classical swing asks you to just keep compression on the ball. So, if you have take some classical lesson before, you certainly being stressed on the point that you should keep your hands front through with the club face through the impact area to just keep the connection, keeps some pressure through the impact, and then let the club pass through it. Is this mainly due to the fact that you are supposed to just bring the club back to the impact area by rolling your forearms and then moving through the impact with this square wrist position and then keep going? Mass swing actually asks walking in a different and asks us to just let our hands move in a different way. Let's start by just a small comeback to what we learned before about the way the forearms and the right hand should move the club backward in action with the right elbows coming front inside of the chest to just get the club in line with the shoulders. So during that move, I'm actually creating angles. So again, I move my right wrist backward 45 degrees for the first spine, moving the club face in line, and then again I get that right elbows coming to my chest, to my side. From there, we said that the speed and the centrifugal force created by the action of the spine will just release my muscles and just bring them back to the impact. But the job is not done yet when you arrive to the impact area. The thing is, you got two arms. So one gonna move the club on the way back, which is actually your right arms, which just create some tension and some force that will be released by the motion of the spine. But after the impact, and mainly exactly at the moment of the impact, it's not going to be a motion that you're going to do maybe by yourself because it's too fast. You couldn't control that, and the club will get so much speed that you couldn't really resist to that motion. But you can try, and that's actually the fault some people tend to do. If you get that wrist motion on the way back, and then you're going to get that step, which actually leading your left arm, keep that 7 to the impact area, knowing the fact that my right arms will just release and come back naturally to his natural position. If from the impact you freeze onto your left wrist and you block at that position, you're gonna turn everything in one piece, which is gonna be the thing which happens if you're playing without speed. So you will be able to just control the shot and keep your right hands under the left one through the impact area. This move is correct if my shoulder is moving down, held by my feet, and it's going to be used for small shot. But now if you're putting some speed and if you try to resist to that under action of your right wrist, what happens is that the speed will just block everything and make you roll that way, which is going to be a fault for us because the right hand will roll and then the club face will be that close, and they're going to suddenly bring your ball to the left side and far onto the left side. Our goal at that moment is actually to just release the hands and really feel that it's actually a free motion of your wrist. It's like a door turning around the axis. If I get my right hands back, speed and the weight of the club will actually get my right hands snapped to the other side, influencing my left one. So our feeling will be actually that the hands will come, the right arms will get extended by the speed. The wrist will be the last part to release the club. But then, instantly after the impact and through the impact, my right hand will just pass between my left wrist and the ball. I just get the club take again his angle after through the impact. So if I create an angle this side, I want the other one appears over there. Not because I'm trying to make it on purpose, just because I release my hands and keep. It's like when you're washing your hands. You get some water in it. Okay, you can take a towel, that's for sure. But you can as well just shake it. And it's actually the same feeling. So you just shake your hands, you just let them move naturally. The thing is, if you try to activate your muscles to create that move through the impact area by using your muscles, you're going to lose some speed. The thing is, my hands can move almost couldn't see it, just because I'm just throw it side to side. I'm gonna get it back, and then I just let it go through the impact. It's like snapping someone. I don't need to move my forearms muscles to make that move. A good image that can be helpful for you is that if I can imagine a wall here on my left side, and moving back to the classical way of swinging a little bit more, our goal will be in classical swing, you just pull, and that's something you really heard quite often, pull the left arm to just get that left arm back in position to keep the connection. It's something that we don't have to do because we're just gonna step, and the action of my body will bring myself into the exact same position without having me to pull on my left arms. But if I get my wall on this side, I'm gonna hit the wall with my arms. It's actually, it's gonna break my arms. So I get no, I couldn't create enough speed to just bring that wall down by just using my muscles. The club face can. So your image is actually that if I want to break that wall, I'm not going to pull my left arms, I'll just let the club face release, and it will actually turn around the axis of my wrist. So instead of having only my hands turning around myself, I'm actually creating another circle of the club face, turning around my hands, free rolling actually. So my wrist actually free rolling and just release the club side to side, which is not something which can influence the ball flight, mainly because my club blade is actually still in line through the impact area due to the fact that my wrist, instead of rolling one over the other, actually moving first onto a vertical axis. So if my right hand making that move on the way back and then move up because of the action of my shoulders rotate, my left hand will actually react to that speed I create through the impact, and then it's just gonna move up again because it still will turn around the same axis. So a great exercise for you will be to focus onto the out swing. Out swing, I remind you, so you're gonna just set your posture, boom, drop your right knee in order to get your hands on. You're gonna activating your right wrist at the same time you stepping to the right, taking your left heel off the ground, dropping your left shoulders, keeping your chest in front of your target line. They're gonna bring yourself here somewhere, and the exercise is simple. Step in, snap the left feet on the ground, pick up the right one. I really ask you to pick up the right one. It's gonna just move your spine to the other side, and I want you to realize that through the impact area, the angle that you've created into the way back between your right forearms and the shaft is actually quite fast appearing between the left arms and the shaft to the other side. I don't want you to try to make it. I want you to feel yourself as relaxed as you're cleaning your hands from water. And the weight of the club will just influence your wrist. It should give you straight shot, it should give you some more speed, but mainly it's gonna give you the feeling of your hands releasing by the weight of the club, and not because you're trying to master a kind of precise rolling action to get the club back to the impact area. So create your wrist, set your body right, release everything, and feel that your right hand's actually passing between the left one and the ball through the impact area to reach our little finish over there. Try to make this exercise. Once you're gonna get that feeling, go back to the full swing. The speed will increase, of course, because of the last loading of your shoulders into the last part of the backswing, but your hands should feel as free through the impact area. So don't try to hold your grip too hard. I just want you to get your hands in it. It's like shaking the hand on someone. If it's too light, of course, you couldn't keep controlling it. So my best image will be actually to just, if you grab a ball to throw it, you're gonna get it in your finger. That's the first point. That's the reason why our grip is slightly different. It's more in the finger than in the palm of our hands, but you hold it with your finger. If you take it too light, it's gonna just moving to your back when you're creating some power. But hold it, but not too tight. Otherwise, your forearms will just get stressed, and then instead of being part of the muscular chain, it just will be thrown by the back muscles of your forearms, which is actually no power compared to the rest of your body. Try this, have fun, keep learning. We know it, it's the key. Hit it hard.